What is up, you beautiful people? It's time for another This Week in Stacks episode here on the Built on Bitcoin podcast, where we cover everything going on in the Stacks ecosystem. I'm your host, Jake, blockchain, whatever. Christmas just happened, so there wasn't a ton of news, but we'll just briefly go over everything that I saw that was noteworthy, starting with the Syvita Guild. These people. Asteria is one of the founders, and they have a group of people in their guild. I'm in the Discord, and they've been one of the bigger miners of city coins for both Miami and NYC. And they are relaunching their automated mining pool, where you can just send stacks, and everything is done on the back end. It does all the math, and then spits out on the back end whatever they won, proportionate to the stacks you put in for the entire pool. So you can already use it. If you go to SyvitaMining.com, you'll see a giant, beautiful screen, and in the upper right corner, it'll say cities. You can hit that drop-down box, choose which city you want to do, and submit stacks. By the time you see this video, they might be done raising. They do it in 1 or 2 week cycles. I think there's some nuance of how they're doing it for sure. But yeah, so you submit on the front end, they mine for 2 weeks, and then you get back your proportion of city coins you won. So if you want to not be solo on this and get some city coins, I highly recommend. I use it. I love it. So yeah, SyvitaMining.com is going back up live. Second, Momento, which is one of the NFT projects or NFT platforms in the Stacks Accelerator, just raised $4 million to build out their platform. Downside, though, as far as I could tell, they're no longer building on Stacks. So if you go to their website, it says built on Solana, and there's no mention of Stacks anywhere. So I'm not sure if they've switched teams for that kind of platform. I mean, I can't knock them for going to Solana. It's also like the darling right now. So if you want to get some seed round money, you could probably get a couple more million by moving to Solana. Although, what the hell do I know? I'm just some random dude from Portland who's never been in any kind of tech company. So anyways, Momento, which was in the Stacks Accelerator, did get funded. So their app is going to come to life sooner. It's cool, super dope. Shouts out to Julian and everyone at the Momento team. Third is TruBit. TruBit is 3 guys they met in the first cohort of Clarity Universe. They're building a marketplace for user-owned data. So advertisers can come and buy an NFT that contains certain data, and the data owner, you, can put up this NFT and add info to it, like bank accounts or purchase history, and then you give away just that info to the advertisers, and you can say, this info is worth X amount. Do you want to buy it? Creates this two-way marketplace. They're in the early stages of building this, and they just released their NFT project, which is based on V for Vendetta. There's 2 collections. One of them was 500 stacks. It's sold out. It's gone. And the other one, and that was 21 pieces. And then the other one is the Domino collection, which is 250 pieces, just making sure. And if you go to stacksnft.com, you will see it's the top left thing, but those are still minting. They're 100 stacks each, and they give you some of the earnings of the platform for the first year, I believe. So there'll be some kind of fee on the marketplace billed to one side of it. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. But by being a holder, you'll get a cut of the fees. So it's not just a cool looking NFT, which they are, but it's got some nice utility. So yeah, go get you some TruBit Domino collection. Super dope. And I talked to them a couple episodes back on the podcast. You can go watch that as well. Last but not least is Megapont, which they released into the newsletter, and it was about the robot factory, which, if you haven't seen this was a crazy launch where if you owned an ape, you could then claim a robot, and then take that robot, and you would get component crates, which you can then accessorize your robot. So you can add a cool background or give it bunny ears or whatever it is. So they had an issue where some error in the code stopped certain ape holders after a certain limit from claiming their robot. So going in the new year, they have to update the contract to release those. But also on that same note, they announced in their newsletter that they're going to allow other artists to make artwork for the Robot Factory. So you can make components, and you'll get a royalty of those components if they sell in the marketplace. So you make something super dope in the pixel art world, and people buy it for their robot. It now becomes the Megapont ecosystem, and you can partake and be a part of that and get your cut. So super cool. Megapont's continuing to, be community focused first, but also just innovating on super cool new ways to utilize NFTs in a way that I have never seen before. And just to end this video, a tweet I put out earlier today. I'm thinking about getting the community together to start a new channel. It's dedicated to city coins. So, with the Built on Bitcoin podcast, I do cover some of city coins, and I've talked to Patrick, but it's me talking to interesting people in the Stacks ecosystem, and I am kind of the limiting factor here. And I'm thinking that we could start a different channel dedicated just to all the nuances of city coins. There's so much to explore. It's so early. There's use cases on the ground. There's ways to educate people, ways to educate city leadership. Just a ton. How do we launch new cities? There's so much to explore. And I think we need a hub, a website, a channel, a podcast where we can just explore these topics as a community, and people can just go there for all their city coins. If you want to be updated on the latest, that's the place to go. So, already got some great interest. Might have a website being built. Got some people who do some production work that can do some of the back-end stuff. People wanted to discuss these things, host Twitter spaces. I'm actually overwhelmed. I just posted a tweet, and I've gotten a bunch of people who want to partake. So, I'm going to try and gather everyone's thoughts. If you're interested in being a part of this, I'm thinking of it as really a decentralized community newspaper, in the Web3 era, whatever that means, all the buzzwords. But that's what it's going to be. It's not going to be me. It'll have its own brand, but it's just going to be everybody. We're all just going to partake and do our part and give what we can to spread the word of city coins and explore all the edge cases. So if you're interested after hearing this, shoot me a DM. I'm trying to gather who's doing what and what this even might look like. I'm open to all ideas, but I'm just throwing it out there. So that's it. That's this week in Stacks. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I love you guys. I'm excited for the next year. I think Stacks is primed to crush. That means that we're all going to make it. And, peace.
Welcome to Built on Bitcoin.
I know that things don't always go your way, but I'll be right here waiting. I've been waiting now. I've been trying to figure out a way to make it out, 'cause I don't think about